Hello and welcome to the Third and Long podcast, the only podcast for NFL punters. I'm your host, Grant Lee. Third and Long is brought to you by topsport.com.au, Little Birdie TV, Punting Form, and the home of stand-up comedy, The Comics Lounge. So it's time to welcome my friend Nick Tedeschi, my BFF, pro punter, and the master behind his tips package to the house. Welcome, Toprope. How are you, buddy?
Look, I'm a little flat this week. Grant. It was so delightful being next to you in studio last week. Back to reality, though.
Mate, I had an absolute ball, and I tell you, it was a Purdy show. I had so much fun. It was Purdy awesome.
It was Purdy great, if you ask me. Purdy great indeed.
So we won't be joined today by Jerry. Once again, he's stuck at a beach party in Miami. He lives the dream, I tell you. He's like MG, hanging out with the killers all week. So it's just you and me, Toprope. So we'll jump straight into it, mate. We had a bit of a laugh last Friday when we were watching the game and we saw that Baker Mayfield was going to be the quarterback for the Rams. Mate, he was pretty impressive. He'd been in town less than 48 hours, learnt the playbook, and ran them down the field to win after being 13 points down. How impressed were you, Toprope?
Incredibly impressed. Now, whether it's sustainable or not is another question. But I'll tell you one thing you can't knock on Baker Mayfield. It's his toughness. He's going the wrong way on handoffs. He was missing receivers, but when he needed to kind of get there, and there's actually no doubting his class. To find a receiver to deliver a good ball and stuff like that. So we'll see once I get a bit more tape on Mayfield with the Rams how that goes. But incredibly impressive and an absolute debacle for the Raiders. And I'm not sure how Josh McDaniels kept his job after that one.
And mate, Baker Mayfield running around headbutting linemen without a helmet. I just
love it.
Very impressive indeed. So, mate, the Detroit Lions continue to climb into the NFL playoff picture. Now, their first 7 games, they were 1-6. In the last 6 games, they're 5-1. Can the Lions get in there and cause some trouble in the playoffs, Toprope?
Well, they're going to need a lot to go right from here in. They've got a very winnable game this week. I think if they get there, they can definitely cause trouble. I'm loving the way they're playing. They're playing with a fairly high-tempo offense. They can run the ball down your throat. They've got plenty of receivers you can catch. Goff is having an outstanding year. Yeah, they can definitely cause some trouble.
So the Cowboys didn't look very good against the bottom-placed Texans, mate, and my house was not in good shape last Monday morning. Dak Prescott, when he's asked to throw over 35 times, his record is 16-24. Are the Cowboys limited with Dak Prescott at QB?
They're limited why he refuses to run the ball. I have no idea why Prescott, who was never a Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts type, was a very effective runner with the ball, has stopped running the ball. He's almost like a statue in the pocket now. I don't understand that. I didn't understand the game plan last week of moving away from the run so quickly. Learn to forgive them. They got the job done. And it was obviously a flat spot against the team they were expected to beat and beat handily. But, Dak's as good as the Cowboys can hope for at the moment. And I think Dak is good enough to go on with the Super Bowl. I think he needs to get a bit more mobile first.
So I've been sending emails to Jerry Jones on a weekly basis, pleading with him. Not our Jerry Jones, the one that has all the money. But I tell you, it could be our Jerry Jones. Mate, we haven't seen him for so long. It might actually be him. So, but I've been sending Jerry Jones emails, pleading with him. Bottom out next year, and let's get Caleb Williams at QB, and the Cowboys will be back in the Super Bowl. So, Jerry, please help me out, my friend. So, Odell Beckham Jr., it's fair to say the interviews didn't go very well, Toprope. He hasn't been picked up by a team. Do you think we're going to see Odell Beckham Jr. playing in the NFL this year?
No, I think we'll probably see him sign somewhere next season. Probably still has the skill set, but I think there are some concerns about his recovery from surgery. So I think the Cowboys were his last best chance. I don't expect we'll see anytime soon.
And he did say on a podcast with LeBron James that he didn't want to play any regular season games. He just wanted to play in the playoffs. So I don't think that went down very well with a lot of the GMs in the league. So,
well, there's one clown talking to another clown.
Oh, yeah, mate, I tell you. I did want him with the Cowboys, but nah, I think we'll be fine. Thank you, Odell. So, mate, we saw another crazy injury to another quarterback. Kyler Murray went down in a non-contact hit. It didn't look good. You could see that his knee basically exploded. What do you think the long-term plan is going to be for the Cardinals now?
I don't know what the long-term plan for the Cardinals is. The long-term plan for my fantasy team, who had him in a key semi-final last week and relying on him to get 30-odd points, is that Kyler Murray will be banned for life from the Goose Point Greens. But the Cardinals probably have one of the better backups in the comp. In Colt McCoy, can step right in. They're committed to Kyler. They are committed to Kyler, and the upside is there. It's the downside that's a problem now, the injury concerns. But I can't see them getting away from Kyler anytime soon. So
I feel that Trevor Lawrence has separated from his QB class. He's thrown 10 touchdowns in 5 games with 0 picks. His passer rating is 111. And his completion rate is over 70%. So, mate, has Trevor Lawrence finally arrived in the NFL?
It's starting to look that way. It's starting to look a lot more comfortable there. And I think the smartest thing Jacksonville did was hire Doug Peterson as head coach. He's a bit of a quarterback whisperer, and we'll certainly get the best out of him. I still think we've probably got a few more growing pains to get through, but he's kind of got an offense around that can work. Probably need to bolster up that line a little bit more, but I like what Lawrence is doing. He's certainly tracking in the right direction. So
I have crazy theories, and I should be the NFL commissioner, but the Carolina Panthers will win the division, I reckon, Toprope. I reckon they're better than the Bucks. I reckon they'll go to the playoffs. Do you agree?
Well, I backed them at the start of the year, and I was certainly hoping so. I probably had a little bit more faith with PJ Walker there. Dunn was doing a job. It's an easy division. They did not have a difficult run home. I think the Bucks are an absolute disaster. Yeah, I can certainly get on board that. So
breaking news, the Denver Broncos have been eliminated from the playoffs, mate. Well, we won't see them in the postseason. So Russell Wilson had 100-plus passer rating for the last 4 years, and now he is awful. I'm starting to think he's washed, Toprope. Do you think that Denver's bought a lemon?
I think they bought a lemon, but if you watch Russell Wilson's decline over the last couple of years, and certainly wasn't a decline to where he was, horrible, but it was certainly on decline. Then that may have been lemon shopping because it's they kind of got what was written on the ticket, right? So. You see what Gino's done for Seattle. You see what they had to give up to get Russell Wilson. This is going to go down as one of the worst trades of all time. And they've paired him up with quote unquote offensive guru Nathaniel Hackett. Well, he won't have a job at the end of the year. So it's kind of started again. And the problem with getting a new coach in is he's probably tied to Russell Wilson, but deep down, he's not going to have those same obligations to him that Hackett would have.
Now, I know you would have seen this live, but Brock Purdy, my God. Did you see his first staff stats in his first career start? Here we go. 14 from 18, 185 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, and was leading the GOAT in his first game. Is Brock Purdy better for the San Francisco 49ers than Jimmy G?
He's better than Jimmy G. There's talk about whether he's better than Joe Montana and Steve Young after that game. It was an unbelievable start to his career. Trey Lance should be shaking his boots because that was incredible. Mr. Irrelevant beating the GOAT. We'll probably never see that again.
No, I don't think so.
Like we will probably never see a last pick of a draft. We've got to bear in mind that he was the first one to throw a forward pass in the history of the draft. Against the greatest of all time, and he started 3.5-point favourite, blew him off the park. So It was a truly remarkable one. They rushed for a touchdown as well, looked composed, looked in control. It was, we kind of discussed it a bit last week that the 49ers weren't a team that was based around a quarterback. They're kind of based on defense and they had plenty going on in the running game and all that kind of thing. So, and they needed someone who was pretty confident. Well, Purdy was all that and more. So, I was a little concerned going to last week around how the 49ers would be going forward. Confidence is back to sky high.
Mate, he was Purdy effing amazing last week. And just like that segment, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break and we will be back with Toprope to take it to the house. Hello and welcome back. It's time to take it to the house. The house is brought to you by topsport.com.au, family owned and operated for 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with topsport.com.au. And hope you got your headphones on there, Toprope. Take us to the bookie wrap, mate.
Yeah, we are. Had a week where the favourites snuck in 8 of 13, but only covered 5 of 13. So underdog punters had a good week. The over went 7-6. Home teams went 7-6. Favourites sneaking up, and you kind of see that in the back end of the year. 129 to 03, 64%. Dogs covering at 55%. The under continues to roll, 56% for the year, and home teams winning 54% of games.
Is that high? 64% for the favourites for the season?
Oh, that's low. You would expect favourites to win at around 70%. That will usually translate to around a 53, somewhere between 50 and 53% cover rate. So, it's been a low coverage for favourites. So
management has asked me to stop making tip pungs. It's upsetting some viewers, mate. So if you can take me to the house and get your tips out and let us have a little look, mate, that would be great.
My tips are always on show. To the house was not a great week last week, 2 of 5. Unfortunately, 2 of the losses came in the debacle that was the Eagles-Giants game. Had the plus on the under, went over early, and the plus never looked likely. So rough week, down 4.6 units. We've switched pages, so we'll assume that there's still a profit there for the year. To the house last week, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, total never in danger, under the 37 there. The Cincinnati minus 5.5 got the job done. Mentioned the Giants, Eagles game, and the Buffalo line minus 10. It looked to be cruising, ended up 8 points. So disappointing defeat, no one.
Nothing like a bounce back week there, Toprope. But, mate, let's have a look at Jerry's shoebox. I think he's been partying a little bit too hard on Miami Beach there, mate. Do you want to take us through all his numbers, please?
Not particularly. I'm not sure Jerry does either. 0 for 4, minus 8 units for the week. He's down 14 units for the year and down 11.97%. But you'd expect to bounce back from the great man. His tips last week: Buffalo unlucky minus 10, Cleveland plus 5.5. Don't go against Toprope and the Bengals. Plus 5.5, didn't get the job done. The Titans minus 3.5 got absolutely poleaxed by the Jags, and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Well, they were pretty awful against the 49ers.
Well, it's nothing like the NFL in a bounce back week, and I dare say Jerry will be ready to go. So we'll have to find out next week. But amazing news, Toprope. God loves us, and there really is football gods, because this week we have 10 matches here in Australia in the NFL. And let's jump straight into match number 1, mate. Indianapolis at Minnesota, Sunday, 5 a.m. ESPN. The line, Vikings minus 4.5. The total, 47.5. So the Vikings' quest to clinch the NFC North is still on hold. Our old mate Justin Jefferson pulled up a franchise record of 223 yards on 11 catches. He was absolutely outstanding. The Colts had a bye week, so let's see if they can bounce back. Mate, they need to break this 3-game losing streak under Jeff Saturday. What say you on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be breaking it this week. Not a huge confidence game, but just Kirk Cousins, 36-22 against the spread, his career off a loss, so good bounce back quarterback there. The Colts They've covered just 2 of the last 8 on the road, 1 of the last 5 off a loss, 2 of the last 7 off a loss of 14 plus. Got it with the Vikings in this one.
So we've got match number 2, Baltimore at Cleveland, Sunday, 8:30 a.m. ESPN. The line, Browns -3. The total is 38. The Browns are favoured, so that's not a good sign for Lamar Jackson. Is probably not ready to go, I dare say, top rope. It's also Deshaun Watson's first home game for Cleveland. So let's see how he goes. And Watson did throw his first touchdown pass in 707 days last week. Where's the play on this one, Top Rope?
Good for Deshaun. I think the question mark is not only will Lamar play, I think there's a few question marks whether Tyler Huntley will play as well. I know Anthony Brown came in and played some snaps last week. So very interesting betting this one. I've got to be with Baltimore as on principle here, just because Cleveland have an awful record against a winning team. They're awful off the loss. They've covered just 4 of 16 in the division against Stefanski. Baltimore have covered 10 of the last 14 against Cleveland. But best bet in this game. It will be of zero surprise to anyone. I do love the unders, and I love the unders in division games this time of year. 65, 42 and 1 division outdoor games. 86, 58 and 2. The under and the total is less than 40. Big wins expected in Cleveland this week. 89 and 58 when wins are 10 miles an hour or more. Give me the under in this one.
Amazing stats, Top Rope. Thank you very much, my friend. And let's head straight into match number 3. Miami at Buffalo, Sunday, 12:15 p.m. ESPN. The line is Bills -8 and the total is 45 points. So Tua is slumping while Tyreek Hill is hurting, and the run game is non-existent for Miami at the moment. They have gone backwards. They are now 0-2 in December. What can we say about Buffalo's front 7? They made life hell for poor old quarterback Mike White last week, and Josh Allen is 4-0 with 10 touchdowns and 2 interceptions against the Dolphins at home. Who are we backing in this one, Top Rope?
Yeah, not a high confidence game here. I'm going to be with Buffalo. Look, they're disappointed to the eye the last little bit. Just a number here. Away division dogs are 7 or more off a loss in the last 5 weeks of the season. 18, 39 and 3 against the spread. We're playing against Tua here. We're playing against the Dolphins. Tua has started 3 games in the NFL, temperature under 50 degrees, 0 and 3 against the spread in those 3 starts. They've got 1 of their last 6 road games. I'm going to be with Buffalo, but not a huge amount of confidence.
So match number 4, the upset of the week, we have Dallas at Jacksonville, Monday, 5 a.m. ESPN. The line, Cowboys -4. The total, 47.5. So Dallas got a wake-up call at home last week, and they would not want to be taking this Jacksonville team lightly on the road, especially if they're looking ahead to the Eagles next week. The Cowboys have averaged 419 yards per game through the last 4 winning streak. Doug Peterson was 4-7 against the Cowboys as the head coach of the Eagles. Who have you got on this one, Top Rope?
I love Dallas this week. I think it was the wake-up call they needed last week. They were poor, but they got the job done in the end. Road favourites of 4 or more weeks, 13-7, 88, 66 and 1 against the number. Dallas have covered 13-16 against the losing team, 11-14 on the road. The Jags, they've covered just 2 of 8 of scoring 30 plus. I don't think they back up their performance as well. I'll be with Dallas all the way.
Have we ever seen a team go from -17 points to -4 in 1 week against 2 bottom sides?
Yeah, well, it's I guess they are on the road, but I think the bookies have perhaps overreacted a touch in this one.
That's our Cowboys. Anyway, let's jump into match number 5. Kansas City at Texans, Monday, 5 a.m. ESPN. The line, Chiefs, wow, -14. The total, 49.5. Well, the Chiefs had a pretty disappointing outing in Denver. Patrick Mahomes will bounce back from a 3-game interception performance. The Texans led most of the game against the Cowboys in Week 14. How much fight do the Texans have left, Top Rope?
I don't think they have much left, but I'm not sure what the Chiefs have got. At least from a market point of view, they've covered just 1 of their last 11 off a win. They've failed to cover any of their last 6 games, any of their last 7 against the losing team. home dogs this year have more than a touchdown, covered 8 of 10. Got no confidence with Houston, but I've got to be against Kansas City here, so I've gone the plus. Best bet in the game, the under. The under is 100. So it's 80, 43, and 2 against the spread. There's a road favourite with a touchdown or more. The under is 5-1, Kansas City for a win. 4-1, Houston for a loss. Give me the under 49.5. Big number.
Wow, massive number. So match number 6, Philadelphia at Chicago, Monday, 5 a.m., 7 mate. The Eagles minus 8.5. The total is 48. Mate, what can we say about the Eagles? They are piling up. 553 yards on the ground and 217 through the air against the Giants. The Eagles are 1-2 when favoured by 7 points or more. The Bears had a bye week to prepare for what could be one of the biggest challenges of their lives. Chicago have allowed 33.5 points per game through a 6-game losing streak. What do we think about this one, Toprope?
Yeah, leaning towards the Bears here. I've been against Philadelphia all year, so a bit late to get on the bandwagon now. But so road teams 90% win rate. December 9-32-1 against the spread. Home dogs 7+, 8-2 against the spread. Different teams since Fields has kind of become their primary runner. Eagles covered us 2 of 8 on the road. Give me Chicago, but not a lot of confidence.
If Chicago can get an upset, I'd be very, very happy with that one. So match number 7. Tennessee at LA Chargers, Monday, 8:25 a.m. on 7 mate. The Chargers are -3 and the total is 47.5 points. The Titans are on a 3-game losing streak and have not forced a turnover in 4 games. Henry can smash against the Chargers front, but at the same time, Justin Herbert can destroy the Texans secondary. The Chargers are starting to click Toprope. How do you find this one?
Yeah, I'm going to be with the Titans. Not a lot of confidence again, but they've covered 4 straight off a double-digit home loss, 5 of 6 off allowing 30+, 5 of 6 on the road. Chargers different team with Mike Williams. We saw Herbert connect with him. He really kind of stretched the field last week. I've got to land the Titans this one. I think Vrabel as an underdog has a tremendous record.
Thank you for that, Toprope. So let's head to match number 8, Cincinnati at Tampa Bay, Monday, 8:25 a.m. ESPN. The line, Bengals -4, and the total is 44 points. Amazingly, this is the first time a head-to-head matchup between Joe Burrow and Tom Brady. Bengals defense has allowed 16 points in the last 3 weeks. Tom Brady will have to dig deep at home with Tampa Bay suddenly being in danger of not winning the NFC South. What do you find in this one, Toprope?
Yeah, I love the under and I love the Bengals in this one. Look, Bengals have just been absolute cash money. Don't mind the baby crying in the background. But, covered big Brady fan. I'm happy with this kind of conversation. But 20 of 26 overall, the Bengals have covered 14 out of 17 out for a win, 7 out of 21 for cover, 13 out of 16 on the road. Tampa Bay covers one of their last 11 off a loss of 14+. Got to be with the Bengals here, but absolutely love the under in this one. It's 59.8% when underdogs are off a loss of 20 or more, 53, 23, and 3 when there's a road favourite this year, 24, 9, and 3 when the Bengals are on the road, 11 and 2 when the Bucks are off a loss. Give me the under this one. It's way too big. So
match number 9, the match that was a tie last time. New York Giants at Washington, Monday, 12:20 p.m. ESPN. The Commanders, -4. The total is 40. These teams tied 2 weeks ago in one of the worst games I've ever seen. The Giants are on a 4-game winless streak. New York has allowed an average of 426 yards in the last 3 weeks. The Commanders are coming off a bye. What do we think is going to happen this time round, Toprope?
Yeah, look, when it comes to lucky bets this year, nothing luckier than those on the under 40.5 when these two met last time, 20 all. But I'm riding the under again with a good degree of confidence. The Giants are a huge under team. 33, 16, and 3 in the last 52. The under is 16 and 5 when Washington at home. it's 17-5 when the Giants were off a loss, giving the under 40 in this one. Probably lean towards the plus here. The Washington looked a much better team, but they haven't played a lot, and the Giants have covered 5 straight for loss, 4 of the last 5 in the round. So probably lean towards the plus here.
So here we are, Borko. Time to queue up the Monday night theme, mate. Match number 10, LA Rams at Green Bay, Tuesday, 12:15 p.m. on ESPN. The line, Packers -7, and the total is 39.5. So Baker Mayfield likely to get the start for the Rams after his amazing comeback. He threw 4 interceptions the last time he visited Lambeau Field. The Packers are coming off a bye week, and they have won the last 4 home meetings against the Rams. How do we think this one is going to pan out, Toprope?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a bit of what we saw in the game last week with the Rams. I think the playbook's going to be fairly limited, not just because Baker's new in town, but he just doesn't have the weapons there. But the Packers are struggling, so that leads me to the under. Under is 86, 58-2, and the total is less than 40. 110, 68-3 is a road favourite of 7 or more. So, road dog of 7 or more. So, leaning towards the under, under 13.5.
Thank you for your amazing insight there, Toprope, and for everyone listening. Toprope puts in a lot of hard work to get all these stats and all this knowledge so that you guys get to show off to your mates on the weekends. So thank you, Toprope. And ladies and gentlemen, put the podcast on pause, head to the Little Birdie Live, and in the Little Birdie shop you will find the tips package to the house for Toprope and the shoebox for Jerry. It's available for $22 a week. So if you're serious about being an NFL punter and you want to make some money just in time for Christmas, pop into the store now and purchase the boys' packages. So, Toprope, after Baker Mayfield's amazing game, how is the Super Bowl rankings and have the Rams come in the top 10?
Yeah, no one's looking at the Rams. What we're saying off the pretty ordinary win last week, the Cowboys have certainly trimmed up. We're saying the NFC, there's a clear top 3 there. Eagles, Cowboys, and 49ers. And we're probably saying the same in the AFC, that the clear top 2, Bills and Chiefs. Chiefs have actually drifted a touch there, but the Bengals kind of close by, and then a big drop-off to beyond that. So, looking at those teams, I'm starting to think I'm liking the Cowboys and the 49ers from NFC. I just think the NFC is going to be a lot easier to traverse your way through. So I think the value is probably taking 8.75 with the Cowboys, 9.25 with the 49ers.
And the Bengals at 9.75. I tell you, mate, if you've got some spare cash, put it on there because Joe Burrow, he is sensational. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get into the charity bets. This was my favourite segment of the show, but I am on a losing streak, just like I was back in high school. I tell you, mate, each week we're granted $100 to invest by our sponsors at topsport.com. Toprope, you are flying, my friend, at 9-5. Who did you back last week?
Who did I back last week? I was on our man Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Don't know how I found that. It was a little the worse for wear last week, but got the job done pretty easily.
As a Cowboys fan, mate, I took the Giants +7, and I knew as soon as I said it that it was the biggest mistake. I tell you, mate, awful. But not as bad as Jerry, -10 for the Bills. Mate, I think he thought that one was going to fly, but it didn't. So, all right. Here we are, mate. 4 weeks to go. You lead by 2. Please, mate, throw me a bone. Who have you got this week?
I'd love to throw you a bone, but I'm, charity, doing the right thing for the people, for the kids, all that kind of stuff. I am going with under 44.5 in the Bengals Bucks.
Jerry has the Browns -3, and I've gone to the well. I've gone to the Cowboys -4. Please, boys, get me back on the winning list. If you love me, please do it. I need to get in there. So for everyone playing at home, Toprope is 9-5, and me and Jerry are sitting on 500. We are 7-7. So Cowboys, please get me back on the winners list. So speaking of winners, third and long ankle breakers competition. We had Bidgie. He won last week. He had the Chargers by 7 points. Congratulations, mate. You'll go into the running for that signed memorabilia at the end of the season. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. You've got 4 weeks to go. Week 15, New York Giants at Washington, Monday, 12:20 p.m. ESPN. All you have to do to enter is basically pick who you think's going to win. I've got Washington by 3. Just put it on your socials. Be sure to tag us and some friends. We're at Little Birdie TV, Third and Long TV. And guys, be a part of it. So it's with great sadness once again. We are at the end of our show, Toprope. Thank you for everything that you've done today and helping us out. That's a wrap for our 15th show of the season. 15 shows, Toprope. Can you believe it, mate? I'm still here. Management hasn't booted me out yet. It's amazing. So everyone, remember to hit the Little Birdie live shop. Subscribe to the packages from Jerry and Toprope. Be sure to follow us on YouTube. You will find us in the Apple Store or wherever you listen to your podcast. I listen on Spotify, so head there. And remember, for all your NFL action can be found at topsport.com.au. Invest wisely, punters. Enjoy week 15, and we love you all. Have a good night. Thanks, bye.